Hello. Hold on, let me fix this. My little light here. That's better. Oh, this thing really awesome. Oh, cool. So, welcome. If this is welcome to all my return viewers and subscribers. Welcome if you're brand new. I'm doing this tonight because I feel that this is very important. This video, I'm going to talk about divine feminine energy. Right now, I'm lighting some Sao just to cleanse the energy here. So, divine feminine. What is divine feminine? Wow, these bangs are crazy. So, this message is for my divine feminines out there. This is not gender specific. I don't know if this is going to be so much of a reading. I mean, I am going to pull a few cards, I believe. But I was actually supposed to do an outdoor meetup in a local park today. And I really was going to talk about how we can connect with our inner gods and inner goddesses. And this is still relevant, but I'm going to really focus on divine feminine energy. And the reason being is because I do watch a lot of readers and stuff on YouTube. And I am guilty of it as well. You know, I do these. I just doing twin flame reads and soulmate reads and things like that. And to tell you the truth, I never really did them because there are so many amazing readers out there and they're talented and whatever. Hello, thanks for joining and welcome if you're new and welcome back if you're familiar. So, anyways, the reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, I just started doing twin flame readings. And a lot of what is read about is mostly the divine masculine and his energies and where he's at and what he's thinking, what he's doing. And that's great and that's awesome. But I think in a way it really inadvertently, it's meant to help and it's meant to uplift, which is amazing and that's wonderful. And don't get me wrong, I love watching these readings. I am part of this twin flame collective. But I feel that in a way without meaning to, it's meant to serve the collective and it's meant to give peace of mind and create it's a helpful tool to help us navigate what is going on with these energies. Okay. And the reason I decided to do this video or do this talk, like I said, I was going to do it in a live outdoor event today, but there was a football game and then it ended up raining. And so it was in a park. So everything was mush. I went there was nobody there, which I don't blame them. Everything was wet and mushy. And plus I forgot it gets dark in Buffalo at 6 o'clock now. So it was dark when I got there. So I'm going to do this anyways. Now, again, this is about connecting with our inner goddess. Okay. This is for people who resonate with feminine energy. This is not gender specific. Even if you don't resonate most of the time with feminine energy, if you are somebody who resonates mostly with masculine energy, this video is still useful because we all carry both energies. We all carry the yin energy and the yang. The yin energy is the feminine energy. The yang energy is the masculine energy. Yin energy is receptive. It is flowing. It is creative. It is compassionate. Okay. It is intuitive. The yang energy is action. It's doing. It is the protective energy. It is the energy of wisdom. But you can't have any whole being without the blend of the two. And that just goes for everything. That is for us here as humans. That is for any that is literally just for any energy. It's for electricity. There's positive and negative ions. There are, when you look at the water, there's an ebb and there's a flow. Okay. The flow is the push. The ebb is the pull back. It's the receptive. Okay. So now when we speak of this, connecting to your inner goddess, the reason that is important is because that is our, like, how can I say it? It's our ancient feminine energy. It's our ancient divine feminine energy. Now, when you think of a goddess, what do you think of? You think of, a feminine energy that's beautiful, intuitive, sexy, sensual. Hi, Beyonce, how you doing? This is live, actually. The last live video I did earlier got lost somehow, so I don't know if people were watching it, but like when I went back to like share it, it's like, I don't know, it got lost in the ether somewhere. So hopefully, hi, yeah. So welcome back, Beyonce. Nice to see you. So how was work? So anyways, I hope it was good. I hope you had a good day. Anyways, so back to what I was saying is this goddess energy. So when we picture a goddess, what do we picture? This beautiful woman, strong, like, secure. Remember I did a video and it wasn't a live video, so I'm glad you're. Oh, I love you. Hi, Lauren. How you doing? Welcome. So again, guys, I hope you ladies are doing beautiful tonight and doing very wonderful. I was supposed to do this. If you missed it, I was supposed to do this tonight in a live event, and it was the first one I was having, so I wasn't sure how it was going to be anyways, and it ended up like raining, and it was a football game, and it's Buffalo, so it gets dark by like 6:00, and I didn't even realize that when I scheduled it. So I'm doing it regardless because the message is important. And so yay, I do that all the time. I love like watching videos while I take a bath. That's good. That's your goddess bath. I fucking love it. So anyways, what do we think about when we think of goddess? Goddess is that beautiful, seductive, sensual woman. She's confident. She's empowered. Now, if we think about it though, why are goddesses empowered? The qualities that make them that depict them as being empowered is usually goddesses are they're intuitive and they listen to their intuition. They have a clear sense of sight. They are like unafraid to like live in their truth. And one of the most significant signs, really, and no matter what story you read, 9 times out of 10, she will be intimidating. And I don't mean intimidating like she's trying to intimidate. It's like she's so secure and so in touch with herself. She's in touch with her intuition. She embodies magic. She embodies the unknown. She embodies that receptive, creative, life-giving, fertile, sensual quality that it intimidates people who aren't connected to that energy. Okay. So how do we connect with the inner goddess? Inside all of us. We all have it. And excuse me. The reason that we don't automatically connect with this anymore, well, and I don't want to say anymore, because even in ancient times, okay, and you had your seers and like your oracles and that goddess type energies. Yeah, the divine masculine does have goddess energy as well. We all have both. We all have masculine and feminine energy. And I was like literally just talking about that. We have the yin energy and the yang energy. And that's in nature, it's in humans, it's in everything on this planet, it's in the universe. You can't have for example, if you look at like a ocean or a lake, there's the ebb and there's the flow. Okay, the flow is the push. That's the masculine action-based energy. The ebb, when it comes back and recesses, that is the goddess. That's the yin energy. Okay, the yin energy is the receptive. It's the chalice. It's the creator. That's the intuition. That's the softness. Okay, the masculines are and we have, as divine feminine, we have masculine energy 100%. Okay, and that's a big part of realizing like how to connect with your inner goddess, because we don't always necessarily realize that we embody both. Just because you identify with one in the majority of the time rather than the other, the masculine energy is like getting things done. Like, all right, I got to do this, 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 and this, and then like hustling your ass off to go get it done. That's masculine energy. Yeah, no, a person can resonate more with one than the other, but we embody both. And we'll have certain times in our life when we rely more on one than the other, but like primarily, I identify with feminine energy 100%. I'm soft, I'm receptive, I am empathic, I'm intuitive, I am nurturing, I have I think about things like in a compassion based sense. Masculine is more about like assertive, like taking action, getting things done, moving ahead, moving forward, protective. Okay. But we've all had those moments where we switch. So, like, whether you resonate primarily as a masculine energy or primarily as a feminine energy, we cannot exist without having both. Okay. So, just because you resonate with more one than the other certainly doesn't mean that you do not contain both. It's just being in touch with both. Okay. So, like, there have been times in my life where I've like had to get shit done and like I didn't, and I was like maybe like a lot more emotional than usual, and maybe doing like a little more like unsure, and that doesn't make it feminine energy, but feminine energy is more of like you're going to think a little more and be a little more emotional based, where masculines will just take action without really like putting their emotions in it. And so there have been times when I've been like too much in my feminine energy, like where it's been more like there have been times when I've been like, all right, I got to step up here and like take action. I got to take action to get this, this, and this done, to make this happen, to, to take the proactiveness. All right. Or there's been times where I've been very protective over a family member or even myself, where I felt like, somebody was coming at me weird, and I like literally stepped into masculine energy and I was like, yo, hold it right there. Don't come near me or don't talk to me or like whatever it is. So you'll notice, and then there are times where masculines definitely, like if somebody resonates primarily with masculine energy, they might be all up in their emotions, and that's a feminine energy trait. Like that is something where, first of all, in our society, especially now, and I just feel like any probably more patriarchal based society where like showing your emotions for somebody who primarily resonates in masculine energy, or a man, showing emotions was looked at as weak or effeminate, or there's a reason that those things are designated that way. Okay. And it's because that is the yang energy. The masculine energy is like the take charge, the go forward, the take action, the assertive, the aggressive, the protective. The feminine energy is like, we're compassionate. We have the, the emotion like behind it. We have that receptive, intuitive softness. Okay. But softness doesn't mean weak. Okay. Softness just means we're able to like look at something in a way without the edges. Okay. So I think of like men like squares, and like masculine like square energy, and feminine is like a circle, like very just round. Okay. It just flows. Okay. And so how do we connect with our inner goddess? It's a good question. How do we connect with our inner goddess? It's hard, especially in this especially where we are now in this time on planet Earth, especially with social media, regular media, Photoshop, fashion, these reality shows like this. Our climate right now is all about competition. Competition, that's a masculine energy. That is definitely not a feminine energy. That is definitely not a goddess energy. No goddess feels like she has to compete with another one, because she knows that she is most high. She is goddess. She's going to walk with her shoulders up, her shoulders back, her head high. Okay. I got chills as I said that. A goddess she's empowered. She is secure. She doesn't mind much if you don't like her or if you're intimidated by her, because she's not trying to intimidate you. So how do we get out of this masculine competition? I got to be better than them. I got to have more than them. I got to, be more beautiful than them. I have to do this. I have to do that. How do we get out of that and walk into tap into our inner goddess? Well, the way to tap into your inner goddess is to allow yourself to be intuitive and to be receptive to that. Okay? Because again, we are taught in our social climate right now that listening to your gut makes you crazy. And I've talked about this a million times before, but we are taught that listening to your gut or following your intuition makes you soft. It makes you too sensitive. It makes you too emotional. You apparently can't make good decisions because you're emotional. No, 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 no. Some of the best decisions, I would say 99% of the best decisions ever made, are when there is emotion involved. It can't be all emotion, but it has to be a balance between that masculine, assertiveness, the factual, the intellectual, the logical. Okay. Those are very masculine energies. But if you don't have any emotion behind it and try to understand the connectedness and the oneness and how this action, how this factual, intellectual knowledge, how is that going to affect the situation or the person or the circumstance or you? And then on the other hand, being too emotional does not make you a goddess either. Being too emotional and too much in your emotions and letting that cloud out logic, that is not your goddess either. So how do we connect with this inner goddess? It's listening to the inner voice. And how do you listen to the inner voice? Well, meditation is great. And meditation doesn't have to be hours, okay? It could be 5 minutes. Seriously. It's literally taking a moment out to, and I'm not a mother, but I have a lot of friends who are mothers, and I hear the stories and I hear it from my own mother, and I've had dogs who've done this or cats who've done this. You go to the bathroom to have a moment to yourself and they're pushing the door open. Okay. The way to meditate and connect with that inner voice, that inner compass, okay, your inner compass, is to take 5 minutes. And if you got to lock that bathroom door, I don't care. You lock the door, run the water. You know what? Run the water in the sink or the bathtub, because you know why? When you close your eyes, that your brain doesn't know that there's a difference between running water outside. Because here I am, I'm in Buffalo right now. So it's starting to get very chilly out here. So being out in nature, going to see streams and things like that is going to become difficult here. And I'm one of those people that I kind of need to be connected with nature, but go out into nature. And the thing about nature is there's that suppleness, that softness. It's one of my favorite things is hearing the leaves rustle in the wind, in the breeze. Because what it does is it takes you out of your left brain. It takes you out of that analytical brain and it connects you with not only the divine, but the divine within you. And that's where your goddess is. That's where your goddess lives. We all have the divine inside of us. We are made of stardust. Carl Sagan, astrophysicist from the 70s, like, and Stephen Hawking says it. Albert Einstein says it. Like, these are the most brilliant minds in the world. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I love him. We are made of stardust. That is one of our key components to our makeup. We are made of carbon, like every other single organic thing on the planet. Rocks are made of carbon. That's one of the base ingredients. Trees, plants, like anything organic on the planet, carbon is the number one ingredient. The number two is primordial ooze, which is like all the bacteria and sludge that like was the very first thing on the planet. We are made of stardust because that is part of what makes up that primordial ooze. All those meteors or whatever that smash into Earth left their signature here. They're stardust, like the dust literally from stars. That's what a meteor is. It's all the collection of dust and debris from the actual galaxy smashed into Earth. And electricity, that's the last ingredient. That's what makes life on Earth. So yeah, science class, absolutely. And yeah, I do believe in star seeds. I do. And so like I'll get to that in another one. But for this, and this is science class because science and the divine go together. That's the whole thing. Okay. So where there's astrophysicists, physicists, quantum physicists, there is molecular physics. There's I bet you are, beautiful. I bet you are. We are the universe, absolutely. And so we have all these like sects of science. Metaphysics is a science. Metaphysics. Okay, metaphysics is actually the combination of the divine and science. Like it is, you cannot have one without the other. Science is actually like literally the study. They just don't want to like call it that, but like quantum physics and stuff like that, entanglement theory, spooky action at a distance, Higgs boson, this is all integrated with metaphysics, okay? Vibration, frequency, this is all like in like literally if you look at in quantum physics, these are like the Higgs boson theory that literally talks about vibration of matter. We are matter, okay? But it literally talks about how things vibrate at a certain frequency, and we don't see it visibly with our eyes because our brain is not set up for that. But we know it exists because science has measured it. All right, so let me not get like super sciencey. So anyways, we are a perfect balance of the divine and the physical, okay? Metaphysics, all right? We are a perfect balance. So again, the goddess in us, because that is the divine. Goddess, when you look up the definition of goddess is not not typically a skin and bone type of thing. Goddesses are the divine. They're the divinity, but they are like the divinity that played around on Earth. Okay. They're the ones that we prayed to in ancient cultures to make it rain, to be fertile, to have a great harvest this year, to have an auspicious time to throw a celebration. Okay. The gods and goddesses were like the ones who like we prayed to like orchestrate like the things on Earth. And so what makes you think that you can't do that? What makes you think that? I'll tell you what makes you think that is there became a separation, okay? Saying that like, oh no, the gods and goddesses are out there. We're just lowly man, okay? We're just lowly humans. We're certainly not connected to that. We certainly do not have those powers. We certainly do. Because did you ever just like say something like or like talk about a song and like the song comes on? Or you think about somebody and the phone rings and it's them? Okay. Or did you ever like see something like whether it was positive or negative and like literally have it manifest? Like, ooh, I got a lottery. I hope I win $1. And like you win $1, right? Or, there's a million different examples. Or you're like, oh, this party's going to be terrible. And then you walk in and the party's terrible. Well, the party's terrible because you do have that power to manifest. Okay. Just like positive ways as well. Like, man, like this concert's going to be like so much friggin' fun. And like all this weird crap happens, but it's still like literally so much fun because you went in, you spoke it into existence. Okay. That's part of connecting with that inner goddess. But like I said, how to do that initially, if you don't know where that is inside you, take that 5 minutes to like turn on the water. All right. I went off on a tangent there, but you want to turn on the water in your sink or your bathtub, let that water flow, close your eyes, and now you're like outside in a stream. Okay. You're outside in nature. And just be in a state of flow, meaning things are going to come into your mind, like thoughts are going to come in, and let them flow out. Don't live in that thought. And this is like 5 minutes out of your day. It could literally be like while you're like washing your hair in the shower. And what it is it's connecting you to that place that usually gets shoved down because as women, especially as feminine energy, we put other people's needs in front of ours. We put all the things that we have to do, are supposed to do, that we should do, that we ought to do. We do put all those things in front of listening to that inner goddess. You know what a goddess is going to care about? She's going to say, if I'm not okay, if I am not well, if I am not at my best, then I certainly can't be this empowered, beautiful, sensual, sexy, intuitive, all-knowing divine being, right? And we've read stories of gods and goddesses that are jealous, that are this, that are that. But that's the thing with goddesses. There is a sense of humanness to them. Okay? So we are human. We're not connecting with your inner goddess certainly does not mean that you are going to just literally like live in that spiritual realm. No, you are that human. But you have to connect with that inner goddess because that is part of you. Okay? So like meditating, even for 5 minutes, you let the thoughts flow. Forget the grocery list. Forget you might run a business. Forget the to-do list and what you have to do for that business. All right? You don't want to it's not about what you ought to do. It's about being. All right? And the more that you practice this, the easier it becomes, okay? And the more you're able to listen and to resonate. And now again, what I'm bringing up with the twin flame readings, we so often concentrate on what divine masculine is doing. What is he doing? What is he feeling? What is he thinking? Who's he with? What would he say to me? It is meant to inspire and to help and assist and help. It is meant to uplift, okay? But in a way, I think it actually sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes takes away from us living and standing in our inner goddess energy, okay? That divine feminine energy, that empress energy. It takes the focus off of what we're doing, our power, and it's putting it on this, it's the yang energy. It's our other half. It's absolutely, we cannot, masculine and feminine energy was created to balance each other out. That's why in all the stories with goddesses, they all have their counterpart, their gods, okay? We as humans were created in that image to have that because it's the yin and the yang, and that exists in nature. There's day, there's night. In electricity, there's positive ions, negative ions. There are, like they said, water. There's an ebb, there's a flow. There's on, there's off. There's positive and negative energy within everything. The yin and the yang is literally, there's nothing that it does not exist in. But that is also about the goddess energy, because it's the, when you are in that divine energy, that empress energy, you are sturdy, you are stable, you are abundant, you do draw things to you. Okay, you are able to help others, but you're also able to like help yourself. You're also, if you're not good, nobody else is around you. Okay. And it's being and tapping into your goddess energy is not about like going out and going shopping, although it might be, if that's what it is at that moment and you can afford it, do it. But goddess energy is like really like being in touch. Okay. It's like about like finding that connection to the most high. And it's about like understanding that that is like within you. And it's about realizing, that's what I wanted to say, that you're sovereign. You are sacred. You, yourself, you are sacred. You deserve to be treated as sacred. You deserve to be revered as sacred. So it's about doing those things where you can like revel in the sacredness, that sacred space, that temple. You are that temple. Okay? And it's not, I'm not saying like you have to like completely like change your diet and like not be human. That's not what it is, but it's about allowing yourself to tap in. And how did people treat goddesses? Like they treated them like goddesses. So they treated them like goddesses because there was power in that goddess. There is power in that goddess. There's power in you. It's just about realizing it and like tapping into it. And power doesn't mean violent. It doesn't mean aggressive. It doesn't mean, although it can be at times, it depends on what energy you're stepping into or what energy you're utilizing. Is it raining again? Oh, geez. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I got to shut these windows because the rain comes like literally in sideways. It's the weirdest thing. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Thanks. So, anyways, like I said, this is about understanding how much power you have. Your intuition, okay, is power. Your nurturing is a feminine. That is power. And we are in a world right now where that is looked at as like weak, or like you have to like embody masculine qualities like all the time in order to be. No, we are equal, but we're opposite. Do you get that? Like, yes, men and women are absolutely equal. You cannot have one without the other. They're counterparts. There's the yin and the yang. One cannot exist without the other. But one is not less important or less dynamic than the other. Okay, because I've been using water as the example. So if you had an ocean or if you had an ocean that flowed only, what do you end up with? A tsunami and a shit ton of destruction, right? What if you have an ocean that only has ebb, like only the feminine energy? You end up with a dry pit because you need the push and that pull. You absolutely cannot have one without the other. If we had daytime all the time with no night, we'd all be nuts, I'm pretty sure. Plants would never like be able to like, we wouldn't like, I'm sure we could find time to sleep, but like plants, they'd either get burned up because there would just be too much sunlight, or there would be no time for them to go dormant and have that nighttime where they repair themselves, they regenerate, they create more cellulose. Okay. If we didn't have on or off, like we wouldn't have the choice of electricity in our homes. We wouldn't have, if there were no positive and negative ions, then molecular structure wouldn't work properly, because in order for a nucleus or a cell to work, you got to have there's neutral, there's positive, and then there's negative electrons. It wouldn't work. We have to have the positive and the negative energy, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so inner goddess is important, because we will step into our inner God as well as feminines. We absolutely can, and take it how it resonates. When you're stepping into the inner divinity within you, which is the God, the goddess, however you want to word that for yourself, whatever resonates for you. When you're stepping into the inner God or goddess, what it is we're not in that distorted energy anymore either, where it's like, oh, okay, as a woman, I'm supposed to do this, and that. Like give till I'm sick, or, compete and like, oh, tear her down because I want to be more beautiful, or like whatever. And I'm not saying that that's what we do, but I'm saying in the current social climate that we're in, especially with media and everything like that, or like, oh yeah, like I got to be strong like a man, I got to compete, do this competition. I don't really watch TV, but I'm hearing about some reality show where it's like they're dropping you off in the middle of like the jungle or something, and it's a man and a woman alone and naked or something, or naked and afraid or something like that. And like and they're like, yeah, this chick totally kicked his ass and blah 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 blah. Well, right there, that reminds me of like Artemis. That is the Greek goddess of war, but she was also the Greek goddess of creation. Okay, Kali's another one. She's a goddess, Hindu goddess, and she is goddess of the world, but also goddess of rebirth and creation. So even our goddesses embody the masculine and feminine energies. So that's why, like, when I say your inner goddess, it's inner God, inner goddess, whatever. It's about not being in that distorted, competitive, like, I need to covet what you have. Like, you have a house, a car, and this and this and that, and I want that, blah, 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 blah. It's not about that at all. It's like, I have enough. I am enough. I'm a goddess. Like, I don't need anything. I'm a goddess. You might know that your physical needs, whether it's finances, home stability, love, whatever, you might understand that there are things you want. It's okay to want stuff. It's absolutely okay to want to upgrade and up level, and like, we are human. That's okay. It's okay to want. Even the gods and goddesses wanted. They wanted attention from divine counterparts. They wanted certain things. They wanted because that was the human in the gods and goddesses. If you just read like a couple of the stories, like real quick, like paragraphs, you'll see that they have the excuse me, absolutely have the human component. And then you have like the demigods. The demigods and goddesses were like half human, half god and goddess. We're humans, but that divinity never has gone away. It's still inside of us. It's empowering to understand that it's still there, and to connect with it, to feel it. It like instantly like raises your vibration. You are a temple. You are sovereign. You are sacred. You are sacred because you hold that power. Like, you don't even understand how strong you are, divine feminine. You do not understand how strong you are. And when we watch these readings and things like this, and don't get me wrong, I did a live one today, and it was all about the divine masculine, what he's thinking, what he's feeling, where is he going, what's he manifesting. And I was going to do one just like that for the divine feminine, but I'm like, you know what? I was supposed to do this live today, like live outside, and I was going to record it, but I'm like, it got cold, rainy, and dark. And I'm like, I'm still going to do it because I feel like this message still has to come out. And how do we connect with that? Besides meditation, how do we connect with that? Sometimes it's as simple as taking a bath and lighting those candles. And like, in your imagination, what would a goddess do? Where would she be? She'd be languidly lounging around in a bathtub full of rose petals, candles, soft, beautiful sound therapy music, right? She'd be pampered. Do that for yourself because you are divine. You are that goddess. All right? It's about creating those sovereign moments and realizing that is the divine. I have a really overactive imagination. So like, man, like I go crazy. Like I have a bath and I like, you know, I really do. I have like a million candles in there. I have this like beautiful, like I work a lot with like sound therapy. So like solfeggios, binaural beats, sound frequencies, because it really has so much to do with like the energetic balance in your body. That's another thing with goddess energy and connecting with that. You might think if we were going to associate this with chakras, right? You might think, well, I should probably be working on my crown chakra, my third eye, my throat chakra, my heart chakra. You know what I'm going to tell you, ladies, or sorry, anybody who resonates with feminine energy, not gender specific, but anybody who resonates. And this even goes for gods too, I would say, inner gods. The chakras associated that I would feel that need to have attention paid to them would be the root chakra, because that is like your safety, your abundance, your security, your sexuality, your sacral chakra, your second chakra. That's your root is red, your sacral is orange, and then we have your solar plexus, which is yellow, and that's your third chakra. That has to do with self-confidence, joy. Okay? That's another thing, like goddesses would enjoy, gods and goddesses enjoyed the pleasures of earth. They reveled in it sometimes, all right? They had powers though, and we have power as well. It's been diminished and it's been not taken away, but we've been taught that we don't have that power, that the power lies outside of us. They were fibbing to you. Because if you realize how much power you have inside and you look for it outside, well, then who's the powerful one? Not you, or you don't think you are, so therefore it does not exist. I think, therefore I am. And so when we want to recognize our inner power and how sovereign we are, and that we are a temple, and we are light, we are that divine light, we are stardust, dude. I'm like, dude, we are stardust. We're literally created out of the same stuff the moon was created out of. The moon, it was created out of stardust. Started swirling around, gravity pulled it in and made it a solid rock, and we have a moon, which gets its light from the sun's solar energy, right? But see how there was the sun, and then we had to have a moon, day, and then there is night. The world